With the rising cost of school tuitions, especially at Northeastern University, attending colleges all over the world is becoming increasingly difficult. Adding additional fees on top of tuition and encountering a lot of unforeseen processes during the semester, it adds a lot of stress on a student. After transferring from Emmanuel College to Northeastern, I encountered a lot of these issues, specifically the hikes in tuition and dealing with different on-campus issues because of the undergraduate size. After transferring, it was very difficult to deal with housing, and I had a lot of different concerns. There's a saying that states, nothing is perfect, and dealing with housing is certainly no exception. They have made the process very difficult, and it's just been very taxing on my schoolwork as well. Regarding the speech, I want to talk to you about a few things, specifically the process to cancel on-campus housing. I want to talk about how the students in our class feel about the issue, my personal story and problems that the issue arises, and also desired actions and solutions that can be made to better the scenarios for everybody. Now, the first thing, I want to give you a little bit of background on the petition to cancel housing, just so you can be able to critique it with your own background knowledge. If you want to cancel your on-campus housing, you have to email housing@neu.edu. In your email, you simply state your name, your room number, and your school ID, and then explain to them why you want to move off, or wherever you're planning on moving if you want to become a commuter student. When you do that, you send the email to them, and they reply back to you, and in that email, there's a confirmation, and in that confirmation, once you send that back officially, you lost your housing, and you have no more housing on campus. Now, it sounds pretty easy, but they managed to make it pretty difficult. Before October 1st, if you cancel it by then, in the month of September essentially, you do not face any fees. There's no cancellation fee involved. After October 1st, for about every 3-ish weeks, you start to hit these different deadlines, and at every deadline, the cancellation fee rises from your deposit and 25% of the next semester's room fee up to 50%, then up to 75%, and eventually, within a month, you are at 100% of next year's room, which on average is about $4,500. The petition process is very grueling, and it does exist for some reason, and it's questionable why it even exists that they have it. Now, I want to talk about how the students in the class felt regarding the issue and how they feel about campus, because all of the students in our class have lived on campus. Out of 15 responses, the majority of the class strongly agreed, with one person being neutral, one person disagreeing, and one person strongly disagreeing, so those were the only outliers. But the majority of the class did agree that there shouldn't be a petition process and such a grueling, taxing process in order to cancel your on-campus housing, especially with the fees. Now, I want to share with you my own personal story and a lot of different problems that come from the process. When I transferred, I came in and experienced a tremendous tuition hike. I paid over $30,000 just for this one semester of classes, and I don't receive any financial aid or any sort of scholarships or grants additionally. I was planning on living on campus just for a semester because last year this process didn't exist, and I was going to move off spring semester with a few friends because I just wanted to get the experience of living on campus. So in the middle of October, I ended up finding an apartment off campus that was less than half of what I would pay to live on campus for a semester, and I went to talk to them about it, and they let me know about the cancellation process fees, which I had no idea about. When I talked to the woman, she was very disrespectful, sort of just treated me like student number 4,582, and not more like an individual who was spending all the money to go to the school. Now, it brought up a lot of issues because they didn't help me enough through the process, and I ended up having to hunt down different people and find referrals on the date of the deadline before it moved to 75%. Now, I talked to my financial advisor, and she was like, the whole process is completely stupid. It's not worth the time. She doesn't know why they do it. And after that, I had went back and I talked to the main guy in the housing department, and he had explained to me simply what's been going on, and he helped me through a lot of it. He was very grateful, unlike a lot of the other people that I had talked to. In the process, I told her I was facing financial hardships, just so I could essentially get it to move off, and that it was just a lot cheaper. And the issue with the petition process is that they don't give you enough information ahead of time. You have to completely lose your housing and cancel it before you find out if you have to pay the fee or not. And it just wasn't reason enough for me to be able to cancel my housing in order to move off campus because it was too risky. And it made it a lot of stressful on top of schoolwork and on top of everything else. It was just very taxing. Now, for a lot of desired solutions that I have for the process, the school should start to care about more of the students' best interests. They should worry about what's going on with their lives and schoolwork and sort of focus to help the student out as much as possible. Northeastern is a school that believes experiential education is all that matters, especially with our 2 co-op programs that we have. In order to sort of mature and grow up throughout your life, you need to live on your own and do things for yourself. It's just part of the process of becoming an adult. If Northeastern truly believed in experiential education, they would allow for the students to move off campus in a way that was beneficial to them. They would aid the students going through the process and help them so they don't have to deal with these fees. Now, I understand why the fees could almost be in effect, but for certain examples of situations such as financial reasons, they should be able to tell you that those reasons up front will definitely have the fee waived, so you don't have to deal with weeks of risking and the emotional trauma that comes with worrying about, oh my god, am I going to have to pay $4,000 at the end of this on top of housing? And you know what, you may not even find your housing if something else falls through when you cancel it. So there's a lot of different issues that stem from it that could be worked out within the system. Now, Northeastern is this great school that truly does care about their students, but there's certain examples, such as the housing process, that could be tweaked up a bit in order to help both sides out. There's a waiting list for all the dorms, and all the rooms will get filled immediately, so much stress should not be placed upon dealing with the different rooms. Now, why wait to take action for these issues? And if actions are not taken to try and correct what's going on, these injustices could be moving within different aspects of the school and negatively affecting all the students wherever we go. So there's no time to wait. You need to act now on all the issues, especially speaking from a first-hand standpoint. It's not worth it, and these things do need to be changed. So as I come to a close of the speech, I just want to leave you with my examples and the difficulties that I've had with the process and have you learn from them to see what does really need to happen. Now, are there any questions?
Yes.
Becky?
Why do you think that Northeastern imposes these fees upon their students?
They impose the fees simply because of money-related issues. I feel that with the cost of tuition, they shouldn't be as focused on money with housing because we're already paying so much to go here, so that if they didn't have to worry about the money as much, and the fact that there's a waiting list for all of the dorm rooms already, I don't know why they're placing such a strength on us to be able to deal with all of this. So it basically just comes down to money.
Thank you.
Any more questions?
Do you think it's possible for these solutions to come into effect?
I do believe that it is. I don't think that they're too taxing